Good evening, everybody. Last week I did a review on this after a couple of days. I've had this for a week now, obviously, because that was last week. So tonight what I'm going to show you, I've been vaping this all day at work, so what I'm going to do is empty it out, clean it, and put it back together. Last week I was experiencing some leakiness. Lots of juice all over it. Yeah, that leakage. And I'm glad to say I now know why mine was leaking. Mine was leaking when you laid it down flat. The cup filled up, the juice runs down the tube, and the e-liquid was running out of the end. It also got very gurgly. I've got to the bottom of that. The bottom. There it is. And I'll show you how to put yours back together so it's the way it should be. So as you can see, I've got a drip tip on it, and obviously take that off. Now the thing that I've learnt in refilling it last time was that this section and this section comes out completely. I imagined when you took those out it was all going to poof and fall apart. But it doesn't. It can be quite tricky to get apart. All I do is I wiggle it out enough to get a thumbnail in, and then should come out like that. Yeah, there we go. The same with the bottom as well. So I'll do that now. Actually, it's still got a juice in it. So what I'll do is I'll get something to put that in, and then I will take the bottom bit off. Otherwise, make sure they're empty when you take them apart. Right, tonight I'll be using a shot glass with Florida on it, and I'll just pour that out using gravity. The juice will stick to the sides of the tube. There you go, you can see in there now, you can see the little holes and everything and the wicks on there, and there's a bit of juice sitting in the tube still, so I'll just tip that away. So now I'm going to take the bottom section off. Same again, I often find that this is easier with a device on it, just gives you a bit of leverage. As many have said, I wouldn't use your best device when doing this, because you are exerting quite a lot of pressure on it. Now in an ideal situation, I would not do this over a laptop. But because I'm doing it for you guys, there we go. So there it is, all taken apart. There's the tube. Put the tube next to the e-juice, and there you can see the inner workings of the CE2 cartomizer with that bottom bung. There you go. So I haven't quite worked out how all this comes out yet. I'm probably going to work that out, and that'll be another video. So now I just take that off the device, and it's time to take it to the bathroom. So all the bits are clean now. When I first did it, it felt very odd dumping a cartomizer into water, because normal foam-filled cartomizers will take about a month to dry out. So it felt very odd, but rest assured you can do it, and it's very straightforward. Now basically all you have to do is you just have to dry all the bits. Not really so they're like, you know, bone dry. There's one bit is important that hasn't got any water on it, but we'll get to that in a minute. So there's the top section done. This tubey bit, what I tend to do, roll a piece of toilet roll, do that and twist it round Just make sure it's dry. There we go. When I actually took this apart, I was quite surprised to see, you can quite literally see that this is just a bit of tube that's been hacksawed. So there we go. That's, you know, the inner workings of a map tank. Oh, I also learnt map tank is the most angry pirate. There we go. That's the dude, that's his forum name, the man who made this device. Not this, the tubey mappy tank thing. Right, now this is the most important bit of the whole process. You've got your innards of the CE2 here. All I do is I get that the wicky bits and I just squidge them between 2 fingers and some toilet roll. Also take that little silicone pluggy thing off. Take that off and give that a dry as well. I would avoid drying the coil for obvious reasons. I just dab it gently and try and get as close without the silicone cup to the coil with the toilet roll. So those wicks are as dry as you can get them just by squidging them. They're very very absorbent, so therefore they give up their liquid very nicely and very easily. You can actually see here that the material is sort of twisted. As I've cleaned them a couple of times, they've become frayed at the ends. But I have seen some mods of these that people recommend that you strip these completely. I'm going to keep them like this. Putting it back together now, what I tend to do is, you can see there that there's a sort of recess. I tuck those wicks into that recess like so it makes that sort of configuration. The reason for that is because when you put this bit on, it stops those ends being squashed by the O-ring or getting caught in that. That would be another reason for it to leak. The other thing to try and ensure when you're putting it back together, and I learnt this while watching a Grim Green video, is that these bits all around here need to be absolutely bone dry. I'm going to put that back in there now, sort of twisting as I go and pushing that back in like so. Just checking that none of the wicks are caught up. They are both inside there, not caught up on the interior of that bit. It's all clear and all put back together as it was. So you've got the top bit in which your drip tip goes into, and you've got obviously the body of the device. So, and on top of the ceramic cup just there, you've got these beloved silicone O-rings. So if you put it back together like I have, it's very difficult to get that to seat correctly. So what I tend to do is I put the silicone O-ring into that bit. Now the only thing you have to make sure is, if you can see those ridges there, they must align with the wick. Now I can just fill it up. What am I filling it up with, you ask? Well, it's for work tomorrow. It's going to be N-Juice's Dark Rum Truffle, which was actually a flavour pod that I've just mixed up. So filling it up now. Now, some people I've read do a dry burn. I've found really, if you've dried the wicks a lot, you know, you've been using this, the cartomizer quite regularly, you don't really need to do a dry burn. Let's find out. Dark rum truffly goodness. Oh, another little top tip as well is I wouldn't fill it up any higher than that. Don't need to. You know, if you get through that in a day, good on you. Beautiful. Whiteout. There's an interesting video I saw on YouTube about how you can tell if yours is going to leak or not. Apart from it leaking, what you do is you get a lungful of vapor and then you blow it back into the map tank. Now what should happen is all the vapor should come out of the air holes. if you get any vapor in the tank, that means that that little silicon O-ringy nubbin thing isn't seated correctly, and it's allowing your vapor that you exhale into it to get into the space in the map tank. So if you get vapor in your map tank, it's probably going to leak. If you do get vapor in your map tank, that means that either your little holes on your silicon ring are not aligned properly with the wick, or it's not pushed down enough. Something is not sealing correctly, and it's most likely going to be that little silicon thing. So there we go. Cleaned, vaping again. Lovely, lovely, lovely.